Why conflict is not your enemy. A lot of people think that conflict is their enemy. No, 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 no. You are getting this very, very wrong. For many people, that word conflict alone creates discomfort. It brings to mind argument, tension, broken relationship, shouting, silent resentment, and sometimes even regret. Most people grow up believing that conflict is something to avoid at all costs. But I must tell you, it is not. Keep the peace, they say to themselves. Stay quiet. Don't offend anyone. Let things slide. But here's the truth most people don't realize. Conflict is not the problem. The inability to handle conflict is the real problem. Conflict, when understood to the best of my knowledge and managed properly, is not destructive. It is revealing. It exposes what is hidden, unspoken, and unresolved. It brings to the surface what has been ignored for a very long time. Fact for me, many of the strongest relationships, businesses, and individuals are not those who avoid conflicts, no, but those who have learned how to face it, navigate through that conflict, and grow through it. There is this illusion that peace brings. Many people believe that the absence of conflict means everything is fine. It does not mean that. Silence is not always peace. Sometimes silence is suppression. Think about it. A wife feels hurt because her husband constantly dismisses her opinion. Instead of speaking up, she tells herself it's not worth arguing about. She stays quiet. Imagine that. She is now quiet about her opinion not considered in the family. Do you call that peace? No. That is a shadow conflict in existence, I must say. That is for me. Let's just take, for example, again, a colleague feels disrespected at work but chooses to ignore it to avoid, let's say, drama or quarrel. That does not solve the situation. It does not solve the problem. A friend might feel used in a relationship but laughs it off to keep things smooth. On the other side, everything looks calm, no arguments, no confrontation. But underneath, resentment is growing up. A very strong resentment is growing up. Do you call that resolution? Do you call that peace? No. It is actually conflict in disguise. It is a silent conflict. That is what I will call it. So I want to ask, are you experiencing this? That you keep quiet in the name of you want peace. Meanwhile, the problem has not been tackled or settled. Neither has it been resolved or communicated to the party that either offended you or you offended. Tell me in the comment section, my dear. Now, there's another thing we need to understand. No argument, no confrontation does not mean that you are free from conflict. Because underneath, it is a must that resentment will set in. Frustration is building if this kind of thing is being experienced. Distance is forming. And eventually, what was avoided doesn't disappear, it explodes. Honestly, to be frank with you, that is what actually happens. For example, Tunde and Ada have been married, let's say, for 3 years. Tunde works long hours and believes he is providing for the family. Ada, on the other hand, feels emotionally neglected. She wants more time, more communication, more presence. But instead of expressing how she truly feels, she says nothing. Weeks turn into months. One evening, Tunde comes, let's just say, comes home late again. He greets her casually, unaware of emotional storm that has been building inside her. Suddenly, Ada explode. Not just about that night, but about everything. You never care. You are never around. I feel alone in this marriage. Omo, that is when Tunde will be shocked. And in his mind, everything was fine though. After all, there had been no complaint. But the conflict did not start that night. It started the moment feeling we are left unspoken of. because those feelings were unattended to. This is something you need to be very, very careful about. What conflict really does to us is that conflict acts like a mirror. It reflects unmet needs. It reflects needs that have not been met. It reflects poor communication. It reflects emotional wounds. But we need to know that without conflict, many issues will remain hidden until they become too big to ignore. So instead of asking, how do I avoid conflict? For me, the best question to ask is, how do I handle conflict in a healthy and productive way? You understand? So that understanding will be fostered at the end of the day, so that there will be mutual understanding. See, it costs you whenever you avoid conflict. Avoiding conflict may feel easier in the moment, but it comes with a very, very big price. And one of such price, me personally, I will say is emotional distance. When issues are not addressed, people begin to withdraw emotionally. It brings about misunderstanding, assumption replace clarity. People start guessing instead of communicating. It brings about resentment. Small issue pile up and turn into deep frustration, explosive reaction. That is one thing again that you see. What could have been solved calmly becomes a major conflict later because it has piled up. And when that person will let loose, that reaction becomes highly explosive. That is the truth I will have to tell us. So let us know that conflict is not the problem, but how we handle the conflict. See you next time. But before I will go, I want to drop a reflective question for us. Take a moment to reflect. Do you avoid conflict or confront it? How do you usually react when disagreements arise? Is there a situation in your life right now that you would have avoided, or you would have loved to confront, or you wish you confronted? What might have happened if you addressed it calmly or honestly? And tell me in the comment section how you addressed the situation or the conflict you are faced with. My dear, conflict is a part of life, whether you like it or not. You cannot escape it. Oh. In relationship, in workplace, even within yourself, you experience conflict. But you can actually learn to handle it in a way that builds rather than destroy. Because at the end of the day, conflict is not your enemy. It is your teacher if you are willing to learn from it. Bye for now.